This is our PETRA Advanced Industrial Control Trainer, and it comes with two Siemens S712 series PLCs, a Siemens HMI screen, and two conveyor belts. Now this replicates a factory line doing checks on pieces to check for faults, going through various sensors, and at the end of the pieces being separated into a accepted bin or into a rejected bin. See here. Theoretically, the trainer could be replicating three different areas of a warehouse, being the two conveyor belts, the control room, and the gripper arm, moving the pieces from one area to another. The deviation in the pieces provided are the thickness of the piece, the size of the cutout on one side, the presence of large hole, and the presence of small holes. The program I have set up here considers a passing piece to be thin, a large cutout, and with the presence of both large and small holes. The pieces go through various stages. First of all, they're picked out of the hopper using a suction pad, and then they are picked up, they travel down the first conveyor until they pass through the first sensor, which is for measuring for thickness. Now we do this with the pressure sensor, but that could theoretically be anything. The second sensor is an optoreflective, checking for the hole, goes through to the conveyor belt, which takes it over to the second conveyor belt, which has another infrared sensor checking for the smaller holes, and finally there is the sensor which checks for the cutout using twin optoreflective sensors. Once a piece has gone through the four sensors, it's stopped at the end of the second conveyor, and the PLC uses this lookup table to determine if the piece is a pass or a fail. If it passes, it goes into the green bin, and if it fails, it gets rejected and put into the red bin. Looking at the HMI screen, the first screen is where the students can set it up so that they can test individual parts. Now we've got as a demo it set up to test the conveyor belt and to test the arm, just as to get the students started. Also on this screen is where the students can see the status of the process, how far through it is. On the next screen is where you can set up the recipe. You can see we've got the preset one, standard thick, but the students, having programmed that, can then set which recipe they want to follow. Got the start and the stop. Then the next screen is an overview of where everything is, including the pass-fail rate. And finally, we can come on to the trend analysis screen, where the students, having put in a fault, especially one of the fault number 7, where the conveyor belt slows down intermittently, then the students can do that work and they can try and start diagnosing to see why these things may or may not be working. Also on the screen there, we can see the session data, so we can see how many have passed and how many have failed, and the students can keep up to date with that one. Both PLCs can be programmed on the TIA portal using a stub program, with the program being sent to the PLCs themselves via cable.